There is a moment many women over 60 quietly recognize. You reach down to pick up a bag of groceries and something in your legs just does not respond the way it used to. Or you try to push yourself up from a low garden chair and find yourself needing to rock forward twice before you can stand. Or you catch yourself gripping a railing on a perfectly ordinary staircase. Not because you are being cautious, but because something in your body silently insisted on it. These are not random inconveniences. They are not simply the price of getting older. They are signals, specific biological signals that something very targeted is happening inside your body, and that it has a very targeted solution. Here is what most general fitness advice gets wrong when it comes to women over 60. It treats strength loss as a generic problem of inactivity, as if doing anything physical will fix it. But for women, the loss of muscle and bone density after 60 is driven by something far more specific: the long-term absence of estrogen following menopause. Estrogen played a quiet but critical role in preserving your muscle fibers and your bone density for decades. Once it declined, the rate of muscle loss, what scientists call sarcopenia, accelerated to a pace that is 2 to 3 times faster in post-menopausal women than in men of the same age. Walking does not stop this. Light stretching does not stop this. Only one thing sends the biological signal strong enough to slow and reverse it: targeted resistance loading of your largest muscle groups. And the good news is that it does not require a gym, a personal trainer, or any equipment at all. Before we get into the 3 exercises, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the one physical task in daily life that has become noticeably harder in the last year or two? I read every comment, and your answer genuinely helps me understand what to cover next. And if nobody has told you yet that your strength is absolutely still trainable at 60, 70, or 80, please subscribe, because that is exactly what this channel is here to show you. We are going to cover 3 exercises today, and we are saving the most important one for last. Each of these movements targets a specific biological vulnerability that women over 60 face, and none of them require you to get on the floor or use any equipment. Let us begin. Exercise number 3, the wall push-up. Stand facing a wall with your feet about 2 feet back from the surface. Place both palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and slightly wider than your shoulders. Keeping your entire body in a straight line from your head down to your heels, slowly bend your elbows and lean your chest toward the wall. Then press firmly back to the starting position. That is 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions. If that feels too easy, step your feet further from the wall to increase the challenge. If it feels too difficult at first, begin with your feet only 1 foot from the wall and gradually increase the distance as your strength builds over the coming weeks. Here is why this matters specifically for women. Postmenopausal bone loss does not happen evenly throughout the body. The wrists, forearms, and the upper spine are among the first sites where women experience significant trabecular bone density loss, the same bone tissue that makes fractures so dangerous after a fall. The wall push-up creates a controlled compressive and tensile load directly through the wrist, forearm, elbow, and shoulder joints. This mechanical loading triggers the bone-building cells called osteoblasts to lay down new bone tissue. Unlike walking, which primarily loads the lower body, this movement sends a direct strengthening signal to the exact skeletal sites most vulnerable in postmenopausal women. It also rebuilds the pushing strength in your chest, shoulders, and triceps, the muscles responsible for pushing yourself up off the ground, opening heavy doors, and most critically, catching yourself and stopping a fall with your arms. One small but important form note: never let your lower back sag or your hips drop during the movement. Your body should move as one single unit from head to heels. If you notice your hips sinking, simply move your feet a little closer to the wall until your core is strong enough to hold the position cleanly. Exercise number 2, the sit to stand. Sit near the front edge of a sturdy chair with your feet planted flat on the floor, hip width apart. Without using your hands, lean your torso slightly forward, keeping your spine straight, and press down firmly through your heels to stand up fully. Then lower yourself back down slowly and with complete control. Do not drop back into the chair. That slow, controlled descent is as important as the standing up. Aim for 10 repetitions, And if you need to use your hands lightly to assist at the beginning, that is completely fine. The goal is to gradually reduce that assistance over time until you can complete the full movement without any hand support at all. Understand what is happening mechanically during this movement. When you push through your heels to stand, you are activating your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes simultaneously under the full load of your body weight. The slow, lowering phase, which exercise scientists call the eccentric contraction, is where the deepest muscle fiber recruitment happens. Research in women over 60 consistently shows that eccentric strength, the ability to control your body weight while lowering, declines faster than any other type of strength. This is why falling during a simple stumble becomes more dangerous with age. The body loses the ability to decelerate its own weight quickly enough to self-correct. The sit-to-stand directly rebuilds this capacity. It also mirrors the exact movement pattern required for every functional transfer in daily life. From sofas, from car seats, from bathroom fixtures. Orthopedic surgeons use this single movement as a clinical screening tool for fall risk in older women because it so accurately reflects the real-world strength needed to remain independent. As this movement becomes easier, you can progress by slowing the lowering phase to a count of 4 or 5 seconds, which dramatically increases the muscular demand without adding any additional joint stress. And now, the most important exercise of all. Exercise number 1, the glute bridge. Lie on your back on a firm surface, knees bent and feet planted flat on the floor about hip-width apart, roughly a foot away from your hips. Let your arms rest flat at your sides, palms facing down. Gently tighten your core, then press firmly through both heels to lift your hips up off the surface until your body forms a straight diagonal line from your shoulders to your knees. Squeeze your glutes deliberately at the top of the movement and hold for 2 full seconds. Then lower your hips back down with complete control. Aim for 12 to 15 repetitions. If you feel this movement more in your hamstrings than your glutes, try moving your feet slightly further from your hips and focus on actively squeezing the glute muscles at the top before lowering. Why is this the most important exercise for women over 60? The answer lies in a specific muscle group that quietly becomes the difference between independence and dependence: the gluteus maximus. The glutes are the largest, most powerful muscles in the human body, and they are the primary engine for every major functional movement: standing, climbing stairs, walking up any kind of incline, and most critically, recovering balance during a stumble. In postmenopausal women, glute atrophy progresses particularly rapidly because estrogen was one of the key hormonal signals helping to maintain fast twitch muscle fibers, the fibers responsible for explosive, reactive strength. When the glutes lose their fast twitch capacity, the body can no longer react quickly enough to catch itself during an unexpected shift in balance. This is the underlying physiological mechanism behind the devastating statistic that falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in women over 65. The glute bridge directly targets and rebuilds exactly these fibers. Because it is performed lying down, it completely removes any risk of balance-related injury during the exercise itself. The 2-second hold at the top of the movement is specifically designed to maximize the isometric contraction of the glute muscle, which research in older women has shown to produce superior motor unit recruitment compared to continuous repetitive movement alone. And because the feet are pressing into the floor throughout the movement, there is a simultaneous compressive load being sent through the hip joint and femur, 2 of the most fracture-vulnerable sites in women over 60, triggering that same bone-building osteoblast response we discussed during the wall push-up. These 3 exercises are not a complete fitness program. They are a foundation, a biological minimum that gives your body the precise signals it needs to begin rebuilding what the years have been quietly taking away. The wall push-up protects your wrists, arms, and upper spine. The sit-to-stand rebuilds the functional leg strength that keeps you independent. The glute bridge reawakens the most powerful muscles in your body and protects you from the falls that change lives. Together, they cover the 3 most critical vulnerabilities women over 60 face, and they can be done in your living room in under 15 minutes. Start with 2 rounds of each exercise 3 times a week. Give your body 2 to 3 weeks to adapt before adding a third round. On the days between, a gentle walk or light stretching is all you need. Rest is not the enemy of progress. It is when the rebuilding actually happens. Be patient, be consistent, and trust the process. The research is absolutely clear on this. Strength is trainable at any age. The only thing that stops it is not starting. You still have time. The window is open. Start today.